Hello and a big warm welcome to my studio space today. I thought I'd share with you a journal page as a beautiful space to put your favourite quote or maybe a quote that you don't want to forget. And I came across this quote this morning and I thought, oh, I'd like to put that into my page. It is, failure is the condiment that gives success its flavour. And that's so true because we make mistakes in our journal page, we on the canvas or different areas in our life, and it does bring flavour and maybe you find new ways of doing things, whatever it is for you. So I've pulled out a few images that I thought would be good for this page. And now we're going to have a play and put them onto the page. I think I'll start with this one. Because all of that adds flavour to our food. So we'll begin by sticking this one down. And just an ordinary glue stick is just fine. And smooth it down. And we'll get all those air bubbles out. And look, you can see there's flavour added to this page already because it's got some spilt paint on it. So that's adding flavour to this image. And now I think I'll push that back into the background by using some paint to cover it all. And here you can choose your favourite colours that you like, which adds flavour to the page, or maybe you want to experiment with a colour that you don't usually use. It's a place where anything goes. And I'm using a mixture of these three colours, which is a beautiful opal colour, and that is pale olive and powder blue. And I think these colours blend very well together. And it's not about being careful. It's about just mixing them onto the page and blending them in together. And going over this collage piece, as you can see, it's still there and be seen, but it pushes it back to the back so that it's not quite so prominent. And you can still see that we're adding flavour to our page. what I love about art journaling, nothing has to be perfect. Perfection is actually a bit of a myth. As I like to say, it's perfectly imperfect. I need a bit more of this colour. Oops. And I quite like leaving little bits of the paper to show through. There we are. Now let's have a look at our images. I do love this image of the paintbrushes and somebody's painted little faces on them. That's adding seasoning to our paintbrushes. And this one says to me, give it a whirl. Even if you think you might make a mistake, just give it a whirl, because you just never know. So let's start tearing out these images and we'll find where we will place them on the page. And I love tearing out a lot of the time as opposed to carefully cutting them out, because it gives it a more organic look. Takes away from you trying to be perfect, blends into the page beautifully, and of course it's more fun. And who doesn't want a little bit more fun, even when we're creating on our journal page? That's that one. And why I've chosen this one is she looks so happy and delighted with the seasoning she's put into whatever she was doing at the time. She's got a happy outcome. And who doesn't want a happy outcome? I think we all do. And life is filled with its ups and downs, and sometimes things do feel a bit blah, unseasoned, not very tasty or fun. It's surprising if you have a go at something that maybe you're a little bit frightened to have a go at. You'll be surprised what outcome you'll have. Yes, I like her there. Now for these ladies, giving it a whirl. So maybe you can think of something right now that you can give a whirl. Add a bit of your own seasoning, your own flavour to it. Because we all do things just a little bit differently, don't we? Because we bring our own special magic to it. And any art page that I make will have a totally different flavour to one that you make, which is what I love to see. It's the same as when you're cooking something. You cook the same thing as me, but it'll have a totally different flavour. I think I'll put that there, her there. And we'll put these happy little chappies there. I might just tear away more of this paper. There you are, give it a whirl. There we are. Yeah, I think I like that. So maybe you can hunt through a magazine that you have, or look for images on the internet and find something that says to you, seasoning. Where can I add some seasoning? It's not failure. There's no such thing as failure. It's having a go, seeing what happens, learning from our mistakes. And I think that I'll just integrate that into the page with a little bit of gesso. And that just softens the edges, pushes it back, and integrates it into the page. And if you wanted to, you could use some of the background colour to do it as well. And as you can see, I keep using my fingers. I like using fingers on the journal page. Sort of form a real connection to it when you use your fingers. In fact, you can do some finger painting on your journal page. So where do you think you might have failed at something? Have a look and see the outcome, what you've learned, something new you've discovered. Or maybe it's like, yep, that's not for me, I don't need to do it. I can do something totally different. Or that's really brought some flavour into my life. There you go, I'm just bringing some of the background cover in over the white. And now we'll put the coat on. And I'm going to write it across here. So I've written it out because I'm going to be writing backwards so it all lines up straight with this edge. And it does feel a bit odd doing it this way, but that's all right. Failure is the condiment that gives success its failure. Oops, I might make that F a little bit bigger down there. And I think that I might do, no, and we're going to do little sprinkles of condiment over the page. And some little doodles just to finish it off. And there we are, a simple page to put in your favourite quote. What quote would you like to put into your journal page today?